Alright, good morning everybody. We are back after a month's break, but we're back. We are working on the next doll for October. Just a little context beforehand. This is not going to be a doll for sale. This is actually going to be a gift for somebody. The alias name should give away what this doll was kind of based off of. I'll explain more what this legend is a little bit more, but right now, got her all sculpted out last week. I know I would have usually sculpted out the waist area, but the only reason I didn't was because I needed to really focus on it because I don't usually sculpt out or show the waist area, but I have a feeling I may have to resculpt it depending how these sizes turn out, but yeah. So I got this sculpted out. This will also be painted too. Hey, Godspeed, welcome back in. And good, it's night for you, correct? So a good evening to you. So we're getting started on the next doll. And not only are we getting started with the next doll, we're also live on YouTube too, so hopefully that's going well over there. I am making the GIF for somebody, and this is going to be their character. So as you see in the stream name, the Magaloria, not sure how to pronounce it, but basically this legend is from the Philippines. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I'm going to explain this legend a little bit more because I don't think I went over that at all. But basically, it's a legend from the Philippines of a woman who can basically detach herself from her waist. And it's like a vampire that can fly. So she has wings that are like bat wings. And she can fly, and like a typical vampire would need blood and such. So, but instead of being a vampire that's in one piece, she can detach her from herself from the waist and get what she needs. So a little rundown of her lore or the legend. I don't know too much about this character. This character is still being developed. We should find out more about this character sometime this weekend. So once I know more, I will post. When I post a doll, her information will be attached to it of that character's doll. So, while that's being said, we'll go ahead and get started on her face. I got her eyes made. I had to remake her eyes because I thought they were a hazel, like a really, really light hazel, and they were more of a gray. So I had to remake her eyes. And when I decided to do the eyes, it might be a little hard to tell, but I took a little bit of my silver paint, the ones that I've used to do details on the swords and stuff, to make them look really shiny. I put a little bit in her eyes just to give them a little bit of a sparkle. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. I don't know what to do with my remote for my camera, but I'm just going to move this down a tad so we can see what I'm doing. And readjust the camera just a little. There we go. Perfect. Hopefully I sound good too. I adjusted the audio and music onto here because I know last time I sounded like I was trying to scream over the music. So I adjusted here, so hopefully I sound good. If not, just let me know and I will fix it. Alright. Yay! I feel like just since January, I've just like been learning how to fix audio and like figure out a lot of stuff. So I'm glad I'm improving on that. But as always, we're going to get started on her nose. I actually am going to bring up her her reference photo to make sure I am doing this as accurate as possible. A really super cute character, honestly. Most definitely down more my, I guess, my style, but still really cute character. And as I said, I'll post everything about her once I get her made, and after giving it to the person too. Actually, hold on, let me do this so I'm not over here fighting, trying to keep my phone on. Because from the looks of the photo, she has almost like a button-like nose, so I'm going to try to translate that as much as possible. Let's see. Oh, cool. It's also working over here on YouTube, too, so that's what I was also checking, too, if it was working here on YouTube. Looks like it is. As normal, we're going to go in with the nose first. And then move down to the lips, but gotta make sure the nose is on there right. And this is actually something I learned in my drawing class too. If you start off with the nose, it kind of like guides you where everything else sits at. But it feels so good being back in sculpting. I was like getting the itch to sculpt again, so that's why I was like, I kind of took a little bit of last week just to get everything made, so I wasn't sitting down getting a whole doll made. But I also knew I had to relax too, because that was a lot of work I did too, so. And I was also thinking, since the chatting stream, I feel like went really well. I was thinking, after the month of the dolls I make are done, and you know how I go on and take usually my week off and come back and continue, I was thinking maybe doing like something like that, like just a chatting stream, but just going over like my thoughts on how I think the dolls turn out, if I liked it, or I wish I'd done something different, because just almost like a evaluation of what I've done, almost. And I feel like that would be really interesting to do, and almost like seeing for the next time what I could do better and such. And of course, do the typical just sitting down talking to, doing stuff like that. I'm gonna actually, before I put that on, shape this nose a little bit better. Yeah. Because that was a lot of fun yesterday, just not having to... Did I say that was fun yesterday? Also, nice kind of break for you. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Just like not having to worry about anything, and just like kind of just like, you know what? Kind of being a little bit more real and such. Gives me a moment to like lay back and not worry about anything. And I was going back and rewatching the VOD of that, because I'm actually going to sit down and make that into a video. I didn't realize how squeaky my chair was. I apparently have a very squeaky chair. I just never realized it until I rewatched that. I was like, God, is my chair that squeaky? Yes, it is. I am just shaping this nose a little bit better. But I guess I can give a little bit more insight onto this character, because I do know a little bit. besides her being based off of a Filipino legend, this character, as I said, I don't know too much about the character, but what I do know is that she is a superhero. What her superpower is, I'm not sure. But I'm just assuming with that name, it's probably, or basing off what she's based off, it's probably very similar to the legend, but I'm not too sure on that. But she is a superhero. And she's part of another group of Filipino superheroes. So, a little bit more information on this character. And as I know more, I will tell more. Because one thing, not only am I making a doll for this person, my mom does glass etching. And one year for Christmas, I had made a doll for somebody, and that Christmas, my mom got a shadow box and glass etched a whole bunch of things onto the glass part of the shadow box to make it look really nice. And we put LED lights into it, like the ones you put in your room and you can change colors and such. We put that into it, and we're doing that again for this person. So it's like, as we know more information, we're gonna not only would I tell you guys who this character is a little bit more and who she is, since she's not my original character, but I'll give us more ideas to put on the shadow box. And I'll have to get some photos of the shadow box as it's being made. But the last one turned out really cool. It was so cool seeing the doll sit in it and such. So it was super duper cool. I feel like I gotta move this nose down a bit. I probably have to. Also, sorry if I sound a little under the weather. I've been dealing with a little bit of congestion. It is starting to feel a little bit more fall weather here. So, also this where I'm at too, this weather can't make up its mind either. So it's like a lot of people get like colds and stuff a lot more often because this friggin' weather. But the past few days we've been getting rain, a lot of rain. It's even gonna rain again today, but I want to say Saturday. Yeah, it was Saturday. There was quite a bit of flooding going on, so it was raining that hard. So, but everybody's fine. We're okay. We're just still getting a lot of rain because we are still in hurricane season. But the warm to the hot to cold kind of sucks for sure. Alright, let's put this back on. This should be good now. Now, in the photo I'm looking for her, she does have an open wide smile where she's showing her teeth, so I'm going to try to emulate that as much as possible. That works, that's fine. So that's what I'm going to do for her mouth. Did I pull out? I did not. I'm going to have to go grab that tool real quick. But we're going to move on to her mouth. And then her eyes. And while she bakes, we'll work on the chest and hips area. And the nice part on this doll, and I think it was you that asked that, Godspeedy, asked me before if I've done dolls that where it shows a little bit more skin. She's going to be one where a lot of her skin is going to be showing a little bit more. So her chest and shoulders are going to be showing, and a little bit on the side of her waist is going to be showing. So a little bit more of a challenge, but not too bad. I've done something similar. I just never liked the waist area. I know. I'm excited to see this doll too. I'm really excited to get her done, because when this person was showing off his characters, oh, I just announced who kind of this person was, but no worries. The first graph of her, I was staring at her and I was like, I gotta make this into a doll. This would be sick as a doll. And I would have gave it to them anyways, but I still have that first draft of her on here. So as I said, she's so cute looking. And one of the elements you're going to see here, I had a pre-make. I actually was posting a little bit of that on Instagram and TikTok. Because I'm going to have to do this for her chest part. And I got a mold to make these little bat wings. And these are just some resin powder I used to shade in this area black and mix a little bit of the black and like reddish color together to get the colors I wanted. So that's going to be to her back, attached to her back. And the same thing, but in a lot smaller version, is going to be attached to her pigtails, because she has pigtails. So, super cute design, I think. Really cute design. Alright, let me go grab that tool for her mouth real quick. Be right back. I don't know. No, you guys didn't even see my little shelf I usually use where I keep all my paintbrushes and sculpting tools at. I have like this huge shelf right by my desk that's full of everything I need. Paints and stuff. Like there's like 4 drawers. Excuse me. 4 drawers full of paints that I have, so I have a lot of paint. I am just covering up my guidelines real quick since I really don't need them anymore. But kind of going back to what I was talking about, that some of my drawing class, I used some of my tips from my drawing class that I did. Apparently where your points of your mouth are at, like the ending of your mouth, is exactly lined up to your eyes. So if you ever need guidance where your eye, like if you're drawing or such, and you need a guidance where you need your eyes are at, look to the very ends of the mouth, and wherever from the ends of your mouth to the eye, it's where your eyes sit. So I was like, that is very helpful information, actually. Would never think of that, honestly. Alright, let's see. Going back to my photo. So, working on her smile. I feel like I need to move this up just a tad. Maybe I need to move the nose up a little. Actually, let's see. I got a little bit of the werewolf done too, so, and I'll explain it again when I get around to make them. So for my werewolf character, I actually baked his head. Only because the joints that I got him, I didn't realize I ordered larger joints. So I had to make his head bigger. And because I had to make his head bigger means I had to use more tinfoil. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's right too. Your ears too, yeah. I completely forgot the ears because I remember the ears saying something like your ears can also be the guide too. Yeah, I just find that really interesting because when they said that, I was like, "There's no way that's true." And I went home and looked in the mirror and I'm like, "Oh wow, I never thought of that. It's something you didn't think about." And I mean, I've took art in high school and such, and I was never taught that in high school, but I was in a college course, so I guess there you would given a little bit more information and more college courses, but I just never thought of that, and I've used that ever since I found out that information. I forgot about the ears too. You saying that now, it's like, oh my gosh, the ears. So, yeah, like, that's why when I started sculpting more like this, and instant eyes and such, I've always used that method going on. Because it just helped me guide everything out, and it made more sense doing it that way too. Because beforehand, what I used to do, I gotta find, the original wire dolls so I could show those off. But what I used to do, because I wasn't sure how to do insert eyes and such, I used to paint the eyes and lips on. I didn't even sculpt those out. I only did the nose and that was it. But when I started doing this, I was like, maybe I should learn how to do that a little bit more. And after realizing it wasn't so bad, I was like, oh, this looks a lot better than painting eyes on. Not as, not worried if the paint was smudged while it dries, or I messed up and have to start over, and things like that. At worst, if the eyes come out wrong, I just have to pop the eyes out and resculpt, that's all. So, I am trying to make sure this is as even as possible. I've just smudged that more up more. I think that looks good, so I'm gonna go in right here and just smudge. I'm calling smush now. Smush this down a bit. Because this will be her teeth, basically. Also, I'm just fixing my guidelines a bit, so when I put my clay on top, it doesn't look wonky. So, and of course, when I put the lips on and such, it'll frame a little bit better. I'm going to adjust my lighting just a tad. A little bit better? Can you still see at all? Because I'll readjust the lighting if need be. I'm going to scoot myself in just a tad, so sorry for any shaking. Let's get her lips on. I also been working on my lips a little bit, doing different sides lips and such. Especially in a smile position, since when you smile, your lips kind of thin out just a tad. So I've been working on that just a tad to gain a little bit better. Mwah. Put this over here. I also gotta figure out too, because she has like this golded necklace. You hear a cat. Oh, it's probably my cat sitting outside my office meowing. She likes going outside. And we're like, you don't want to go out. It's raining. And she's like, I don't care. So it could be that, or she's wanting something. Because depending when we're cooking and stuff, and what we're cooking, it's so funny. I have a few photos of her doing it. I didn't even hear the cat. Where's my baby at? My sweet kitty. Especially if we're cooking chicken or something, she'll come up right by our counter and she'll stretch as far as she can up to try to reach the piece of chicken. And she'll start meowing at us to give her a piece. She absolutely loves her chicken. And the other night, my mom was making a tuna fish sandwich, and she was trying to get the tuna fish can out of the trash can, and we're like, get off the counter. And she is a sneaky little girl. She's very quiet. There's been times she'll sneak into my room, and I won't even know it, and she'll scare the shit out of me. I'm like, where did you come from? When did you get in here? Yeah, she's a very sneaky little kitty cat. And she likes being in here sometimes. There was, there for a while where, she would fight me over my chair. Like, she'll literally walk into here and start yapping at me to get out of the chair. I said, no, it's my time to work. You can sit in it when I'm done. Like, she would generally fight me over the chair. Like, no. Mom said it was my turn. What color is she? So, she's I'm just gonna tell you what breed she is. Just to help you, visualize it a little bit more. But she's a Siamese and Calico mix. So she, her eyes are like this piercing blue color. I actually have that color paint. Or like her eye color. Her eyes are like these beautiful blue color. And then her fur is a mixture of whites, blacks, beiges, and browns. Like, she's super pretty looking. Her name is unique for that reason. But her eyes are about like this blue color. Like, it's about that blue color. She is such a pretty kitty. And so sweet too. She's such a sweet cat. It's funny with her and my fiance, they have beef with each other. Yeah, she's so sweet. If she ever comes in here, I'll probably have to bring her in one time when I'm doing like the chatting stream and show her off. Because she'll come in here sometimes, but ever since I put curtains up when I stream, just to try to block out a little bit of background noise or anything like that. She hasn't came in here too much. I think one time she tried to jump in here and didn't realize the curtain. She got caught in the curtain, and I think that's why. But if I leave my gate open, because I have gates too between the hallways, so the dogs can't get in here, because I have dogs too. And don't get in here and get into stuff on accident. But if I leave the gate open, she'll walk in and lay in here. Every cat has beef to have a will to live, yeah. She has it with my fiance. They're slowly warming up with each other. It's funny, because when he comes over, cause we're still living at home, just to give that a little bit of context. We're still living at home. He'll come over and lay to the right of me, because I like laying on the left, and he'll right on the right in my room. My cat lays on the right of me. She doesn't like it when he does it. Like, she will sit there, and we have photos of it too. She will sit there and give him stink eye until he moves. So they have this little beef between each other with that. One of that is, you took my side of my bed, I'm not happy with you. I don't like how that turned out. But they're starting to be buddies now, starting to warm up with each other just a tad. Like the other day, we were playing Baldur's Gate together, and she came up and snuggled right by his hip. I was like, aw, it's bragging rights now. So I had to take a photo. It's like, it's bragging rights that you two can be friends. And she's also friends with the dog, too. I have a miniature pom named Chocolate. And it's funny, they have the same exact colors, just an opposite. So it's pretty funny. They're like yin and yang. And it's so cute because she'll go up and clean him, like groom him and stuff. And he'll stare over at me. It's like, Mom, make her stop. I don't like it. He always looks so worried when she does it. But I'll have to post a photo, if I can find it again, around the time when I started making this into a business, basically. Around that time. I have a photo of my cat. I literally just got up to go grab a drink or something, and she took my chair. And she's sitting there staring at me like what you gonna do about it? So I gotta post that photo because that's where it was such a cute photo of her. But yeah, if you're hearing barking, meowing, anything like that, we got animals. I almost said thumping, but I was like, she's been plotting, yes. I don't know which, I feel like she plots something. I'm like, what are you thinking? What are you gonna do? Whatever you're gonna do, don't do it. It's so funny watching her calculate stuff in her head, because you can see her doing it. I'm like, don't you dare do it. Whatever you're thinking, stop. Like, don't think about it. And it's funny when she's cold. She'll she'll try to sneak over to you just to take your body heat. And by the way, if you're not aware, I get cold very easily, so I'm constantly being bundled up. I'm constantly putting on warm clothes and such. I'm just constantly cold, and it gets a lot worse during the winter, so I'm like putting on 20 layers of jackets and stuff just to warm up. But once I'm warm, I'm okay, but it's hard for me to keep warm. And what she does, she'll try to sneak over to me to get any warmth off of me. I'm like, you're not going to find any on me. Like, this is just not going to happen. Like, the little bit of warmth you're going to find and you're going to take it from me, that's not nice. And she'll cuddle on her blankets too. She's really cold. Dude, it's funny. I have a photo of her, like, all wrapped up in a blanket with me. Because she was that cold. Alright, I'm gonna put her eyes in. Or put the outline of her eyes in, let her blink and then put her eyes in. But yeah, the next time I do a chatting stream, I'll have to bring her on. Because it's funny, she likes being on camera. But she doesn't like people messing with her. Like, if someone new comes into the home, she gets a little skittish. Which I think is normal with cats. But there for a while, she knew if I was on a video chat with somebody, she'll immediately have to, like, jump in the middle of my screen just to show off. So, like, yeah. You're very, very used to that, kitty cat. Just do, like, a whole show off of puppy dogs and kitty cats. A bunny rabbit, too. We have a bunny, too. Excuse me. And the bunny and the cat are friends, by the way. That is such a funny duel to watch, honestly. It's super cute, though, but it's funny to watch. She's a diva. She is a diva! She is! She's so dramatic. And she has Siamese in her, so she always looks angry at the world. Especially if she doesn't like what you do. How many animals do you have? Do you live in a farm? I don't live in a farm. My parents actually used to, but I've never experienced farm life. But we have 4 dogs, and we own each dog. So the little miniature pom is mine. We have 1 cat and 1 bunny. So it's not too many animals. And the dogs we have, so we have a miniature pom, which is my puppy. His name is Chocolate. We have a Cairn Terrier named Carmel, and she's my brother's dog. We have a lab, a yellow lab, whose name is Biscuit. He's my mom's. And then we have a Pomsky, which is a Pomeranian and Husky mix named Blue because of her eyes. And she's my dad's dog. And of course the cat's mine, and the bunny rabbit, who is a Dutch crosshair. His name is Tink. And he's my mom's dog. Or, I just call a bunny rabbit a dog. He's my mom's bunny, good lord. So. But no, I do not live on a farm. We're close to farmland, but I do not live on a farm. I would like to, actually. I would like to have one, but I currently do not. Just gonna do a quick wash around her lips, because I am gonna go in and put her teeth in real quick, or sculpt out her teeth. But I'm just gonna do a quick wash before I do that, so she can get baked real quick, get her all baked. And then we'll work on the chest and hips area while she bakes. Alright, so I don't think I need this reference photo for now. So I'm going to go ahead and let that be, but I'll grab it again later as I need it. I'm probably going to really need it when I do her her painting and stuff when I go to paint her. I'll probably do another sewing stream. I feel like the last one I did went really well, so I think I'll do that again. Alright, I think that's as best as I'm gonna get for right now. Hold on, I'm just gonna bring her into the light real quick just to make sure. So, once again, just taking out any smudges or fingerprints I may have left on here. Just smoothing this out to make it look nicer. And I'm going to do a lot of smoothing out on her arms for sure on Wednesday. So, be back on streaming Wednesday doing the arms and the legs and her feet. Oh, I'm excited to do her shoes, actually. Because I've never done shoes like this. Her shoes are like platform boots. And I've never done anything like that. So I'm really excited to do the shoes. I've never done like platform type boots, so I'm excited. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and get working on her teethies. Yeah, it's only one. Now for my werewolf, I'm going to do next. I actually made him teeth, so he's going to have actual teeth showing, if that makes sense. Not like this, but more like I sculpted out some teeth to put in. To put in for her. Or for him, sorry. Hold on, I'm going to bring him into the light real quick, or her into the light, because I'm having trouble seeing just a bit. So I will bring her right back in a moment. That should look good. I'm going to do another wash, and then we're going to throw her into the oven. I swear, someone out of context, not hearing me, or just came in and puts me on the background and hearing this, this just doesn't sound right at all. Do one more wash before she gets thrown in. Alright, I think she's turned out really good so far. I really like how her face kind of looks. And of course, we'll have little more details here and there when we get her eyes in, but I really like how she turned out. Not beating the witch allegations. Hey! Hush! Shh! Oh. Oh, okay. That was a surprise. I will explain that in a minute. Alright, I'm gonna get her into the oven. I'll be right back. I did. Okay, sorry. But I'll be right back. I couldn't tell if I put a little mark on her head or not, but I'll be right back. No! What makes you think that? I swear, there's been times I've said something or predicted something, I was like, am I a witch? Am I, like, secretly a witch and don't realize it? I'm like, know what? I'm gonna walk away now. Bye. Like, I'm gonna pretend I didn't predict that and just, like, turn around and walk off. Let's do her hips first, because they don't take that long to do. I feel like I need to slide these over, actually. I do want to do, speaking of witches, I do want to do a witch doll at some point. I think that would be just a cute doll in general. I'm gonna scoop myself back in because I feel like I'm really far from my desk. I really need to start doing, because I've been thinking of doing it almost like a ask or a command type thing, like do like a question of the day type thing and let people answer it or something like that. I feel like that would be a cool thing to do. Come on, stand. Stand for me, please. Oops. Tell it to stand and let me just pop off, actually. I gotta get, my schedule written up. Can you type in the chat and pin it as a question of the day? Sure, yeah. You can. Yeah, I think, yeah, I can do it that way. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I gotta see. Oh, I don't know if that would work. I'll have to do it if I continue to live stream on YouTube. I'll have to post it to YouTube chat and Twitch chat, which that's not going to be that hard to do. I'm not going to be that worried about it. Because this is the first time I'm streaming to YouTube too. So I was like figuring out, like kind of relearning my stuff basically. Because I feel like I really neglected my YouTube channel a little bit. So I was like, let's start doing some streams there. Just to at least get something out. So, but I am gonna focus on a little bit more videos because I want to get the making of the warrior out. I want to post the one doing the chat too, so okay, I'll see you there then. Hey, okay, yeah, so it does work there. Yeah. And oh, that's so cool. It actually, so on my OBS, what I have set up, so I can see a little icon. So when you were here on Twitch, there's a little Twitch icon, and when you typed into YouTube, there's a little YouTube icon. That's so cool. Yeah. Hello. Hello from YouTube. That's really cool. And I'm over here getting stupid excited. I'm gonna trim this down just a tad because I feel like it's getting way too much color there. That's so cool. But yeah, I need to start getting back to YouTube and making videos there because it's been a while. Yeah, I think so because Um, I said over on my, like, for OBS, I can see who's chatting where, so if you're on Twitch or YouTube. I can even set it up for TikTok too. So I'm assuming there are different icons. But yeah, I'll have to play with YouTube settings just a tad. And see. So, like, it's all learning curves, honestly. This whole process is like a huge learning curve for me. And it'll probably continue to be a learning curve for me, so. But yeah, it's different, so like the chat isn't set up, so whatever you're typing on YouTube, it doesn't pop up to chat, because the primary streaming platform is Twitch. I think that's it, but I probably could figure out how to set it up with YouTube being in there so we can see YouTube comments too. I'll have to look at that, because if you're curious, what I'm using to do that is Stream Elements Live. This is like a newer thing they did. I think this was launched in April. I think it was April when they launched this, so it's like really new. So they're probably still playing with it a bit. So it's pretty cool. And I got it, it's working, so it's good to know that it's working. But yeah, I've gotta figure out the chat. Doing the chat for YouTube. Yeah, as I said, I really neglected my YouTube. So it's like, when I found this out, I was like, okay, let's do it this way. At least get some streaming over at YouTube. Of course, continue streaming on Twitch without having to worry about, like, bouncing between both of them. Because Twitch is more my primary streaming. And since I'm being paid too, so like, that also on top of that. But yeah, I was like, I want to still do YouTube videos and such. So people couldn't catch the streamings, they have like at least more of a condensed version of what I did. With more voiceover and more breaking down what I'm doing and such. And a few other mundane things I've done on streams. As I said, there's like 3 videos I want to do. I gotta get, the first one I'm probably gonna put is talking about the con. Then the making of the warrior. And then after that, I think I want to do, the gameplay I kind of did with, Baldur's Gate 3. More highlights from that stream. And such, so. And so little mundane things like that for gaming or such, just to have something different out there. I know my fiance mentioned to me, you should do a gaming channel if you're gonna do some gaming and stuff, like make a gaming Twitch channel. I was like, yeah, I thought about that, but I'm like, I don't want to add more to my plate than I need to, because I am a one person going on. My washing machine just finished. Holy shit. How can this... We have the same one too. Hey! Plays music when it's done. It's funny because this mic is like not expensive on Amazon. Like it's probably like $10 on Amazon. And oh my god, it picks out a lot. One of the first no, not one of the first streams. I want to say it was when I was making the Cujo. You can literally hear my brother in the background playing a video game, and you could hear it clearly. I was like, I can't hear anything. Apparently this mic can pick it up. I know when I did the just chatting stream, like, you could hear the TV in the background. That's funny, you can hear the washing machine. By the way, that's pretty far away from where I'm at. Yeah. Yeah, I eventually will. Clearly, like, get a little bit more better equipment. Just right now, I'm okay with what I have. I'm not too worried, but eventually I will move up. I think the first thing I will get new is a microphone. But the one I have now, it works. I'm not worried about it. It works for what I need it for. Besides picking up some background noise, it doesn't bug me too much. It's just funny to, like you were saying, I heard your cat. Like, you heard my cat? Where is my cat? I think it's good now. The audible is a 5. Yep. The alias is such a 5. I even put it in that stream, like the title in that stream, because my brother was playing Skyrim. I said some Skyrim arrogance in the background for everybody. And it was funny because my fiance was actually watching that stream, and he texted me. He goes, "Someone playing Skyrim in the background?" I was like, "Yeah, my brother is." He's like, we can hear it." It's like, oh. Okay. I didn't know that. That's alright. Some household ambience in the background. I know I streamed one time and it was storming out and you could literally hear the storm outside. I remember that one time. Like, you literally could hear the rain and such, which I love that type of ambience. Thunderstorms, rain hitting the window type thing. I love it. Like, quickest way for me to fall asleep too. Like, best noises to fall asleep to is like stuff like that. I also love snowstorms too. Listening to that is so relaxing. It is generally just a relaxing feel. My favorite is when it's like not raining heavily, but like somewhat raining. Like kind of hitting the window when you wake up in the morning. It's like, oh, this is gonna be a great day. Like, it's such a relaxing mood to wake up in. It's like, this is so nice. And I got a little diffuser in my room that, like, once every hour or so, it sprints out like a mist. And it makes my room smell really good, and I have lavender in there. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the greatest thing in the world. Just wake up feeling all relaxed, where it makes me want to go back to bed. Since I know now, going off topic now, since I know now that it's working over here on YouTube, but sometimes when I'm on a call, either with a friend and it's only raining for one of us, it will get surprised. They will get surprised and jump every under me while I can barely hear it because I'm wearing earbuds. Yeah, that works. I've had that happen before too. I feel like that would scare me. I'm like, what are you jumping at? was there? We have had thunderstorms. Kind of thinking about that when thunder scares you and such. I would fall asleep with no rain at all, like no sign of a thunderstorm, and we would have a really bad thunderstorm, and I would jump out of bed because it was so loud and it would scare me so bad. Like, who's there? That happened one time recently. It was like, I want to say back in late July. It was like right around the time I got done photo shooting one of the dolls, and I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap. And like no sign of rain or anything, just a little cloudy, but like literally didn't not look like it was gonna rain or anything, just cloudy. And I took a nap, and it started thundering and lightning. It was so loud that it actually shook our house. And I thought someone hit our house. I thought a car hit the house. And surprisingly, the dogs weren't going bonkers. I'm like, what's going on? Of course, like, when you wake up startled, you're like, what's happening? Like, he was there. Yeah. Like, hello? Of course, I was like, you waking up and you're in that daze. I was trying to figure, I literally felt like someone hit the house because, like, that was how powerful it was. It shook the house. I'm like, did someone hit the house? So I go downstairs and the dogs are staring at me, like, what you doing? And I'm like, okay, nothing looks like it's been hit. And then I looked outside and it was like raining really bad and thundering and lightning, and I was like, oh, that's what I heard. It's a rarity that I would think something like that, but I was like, I understand why I thought that, because it woke me up. It's like, hello? Alright, so I'm gonna go get her head out of the oven. So I'm gonna stop here until I can get the neck put in, so at least get this started. But I'm gonna go grab her head real quick. I'll be right back. And I think while I'll let the head cool, I'll go ahead and throw the hips into the oven while we're at it. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. So I'm gonna let her head cool for a bit. I'm gonna move it again, hold on. Oh. So let that cool. I think while that cools, I'm gonna put an indentation where I'm gonna have her wings hit. So I cannot throw these in the oven because I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Hopefully, we're so good on YouTube, it looks like it's processing for me. Okay, there we go. So these wings are resin. I'm not sure what resin would do. Okay, it's good. Okay, it was on my end, so Thanks, Wi-Fi. So these are resin. So I'm not sure what they would do in the oven, and I don't want to find out. So what I'm going to do is just create a little mark on her back where I want to put them at, and then after painting, I'll glue them to her back. So either glue them or put some epoxy scope onto her back so they can stay in place. Because I've thought about doing a magnet, almost what I did with the extraterrestrial, where I put a magnet on her back and book bag were attached. But how tiny these are, I didn't feel like playing with that, and that would be giving me more work than I need to deal with. So what I'm going to do at least is kind of create an indentation. Excuse me, where they're going to sit at. Like so. I'll try to keep this as even as possible. Almost a bit similar what I did with the warrior, just minus them being bigger. Let's see. Put these off to the side for now. Oh, let me show you the little bat wings, actually, while I let that cool a little bit more. That's going to be for her hair. Really tiny ones are going to be attached to her hair. Super tiny. And similar method I did for the bigger ones. Teeny tiny. So, let's see. I'm going to at least try to pull the neck out, but I'm going to take the back of her head off first. I know, they're so cute. It was funny when I found the full, better version of the photo, because I only had like a picture within a picture type thing, and I was able to find a full-on like digital artwork of her. I didn't even notice the wings on her head, because they're like, it's like little hair ties that have them on. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I almost missed out on that. It's so cute. And our outfit is basically all one color too, so not too bad. I'll show off the fabric in a minute while I let this cool more. But I do try to, at least in this moment, take the head off. Did I get the head off? Almost looks like fins. It kind of does. I was thinking that when I was looking at that. It's like, it looks like what you see like mermaids would have in their hair or something. Or like for their ears. Carefully try to take that out. The only reason I say carefully because have a cheap follower on Twitch over here. That's why I went, ooh. Only problem doing it this way, there is a suction that can happen sometimes, so just like try to be really careful taking this out. There we go. Now I gotta kind of fix the top of this because there is some cracking that happened, but I'll at least get that out and fix that up in a minute when that cools a little bit better. be very careful while doing that. So put that over there. Where is her hook? Because I'll put her hook in afterwards. The hook in her head. Isn't that cool? It's still very hot. But yeah, when I make the neck, so I create a ball and then I attach a little tube of clay to it. Sometimes, depending how it's done, and after this, it will crack a little bit, so I gotta fix this part. And yes, I've had it where I had to remake this whole part again. But, I'll fix it when it cools, so the clay doesn't harden and such. But, I'll go ahead and continue working on the chest while I let those cool off more. And I'll trim this down a little bit more too. So, rule of thumb, what I usually do. I will put more clay on than I need, and I'll cut off any extra I don't need. Because it's a little bit easier to cut off extra than try to sculpt on more and possibly have cracking after the baking, or it didn't hold very well. So just a little rule of thumb. Also, that's from experience too. So the next time I will be back on streaming will be Wednesday. And then we'll be doing making her hands, making her feet, and then the arms and legs. And then after that we'll get to painting. As usual, that's what we usually do. I also want to look into. I gotta do research on that, and because I've been using Chill Hop for my music. I know we can do like a Spotify thing where we can where I can play Spotify music and I'll still be okay playing it. And there's a way to turn off the music for VODs by playing a little bit more of my Spotify music or Amazon music that I have. Because don't get me wrong, I don't mind Chill Hop's music, but sometimes I get to the point where I'm like, I want to play my music. I want to listen to my music. So. Is this cool off enough? I'll give it a little bit more time. What about here? That's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and take the tinfoil out of her head. Yeah, I just gotta look it up how that works, and I gotta also, if I'm gonna continue streaming to YouTube, I gotta make sure it falls under their guidelines too. So, because I know their guidelines are a little bit different. So I gotta do a little bit more research on it, or maybe suggest music. And I think I can do that, where people can suggest music or a song to be played. Because I follow other streamers that do that. And I'm like, how do you do that? But there is something you could do. I heard somebody talk about it before and what you're supposed to do with that, and I don't remember, so I gotta look it back up. Oh, I hate when the tinfoil does that. It just comes out in little chunks. Ooh, I hate when that happens. So I gotta make sure when I get... Never mind. But if I grab a big old chunk of tinfoil that I know is gonna come out in one chunk, I just gotta make sure it doesn't do any cracking on the face, like severe cracking where I have to fully repair it. I've done that before. The doll I'm thinking of that I did that on, and it's the only one I'm thinking that I only have it on, really, was Wick. Her whole side of her face cracked off and I had to repair it. So. And that's when I also learned to let the clay cool a bit more before pulling the tinfoil out, so it doesn't cause that to happen. I hate when this comes out and just chunks instead of one pull. Alright, we're getting there now. Hold on, we're getting there now. We're almost there. Alright. Got majority of it out, so let me clean off this area. And, we'll work on her face in a few minutes. Probably should really go get the hips out of the oven. Perfect. Let's clean off our area. That's a lot more cooler now. Okay, let's get this together at least. Let me make sure that's not too awfully long. That's pretty good. It looks a little wide here, but when I put the her shoulders in it, it should flesh out a little bit better. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this sculpted on. I'll go pull the waist out of the oven at least, or the hips out of the oven, and then let that cool, let that bake, work on the face, and then off stream I'll go ahead and pull the tinfoil out of the hips. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I gotta fix this top too, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and this bake together first before I do that. We've been going on for about an hour and 30 now. Alright, I'm gonna go grab those hips out of the oven real quick so they can cool off while we finish up here. So I'll be right back. I completely forgot to ask this too, but did we have any fun plans this weekend? Did anything exciting this weekend? Just relaxed, chilled, did something fun? Ooh. Okay. How was that? I bet that was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, I feel your pain. I don't wear heels often either. And I want to put them back on. I'm like, why am I wearing these? Who said this was a good idea for me to wear these? But yeah, I feel your pain. But I bet that was a lot of fun to go to. I've never really been to a concert before. What type of oh yeah, I believe that too. That's what I'm saying. It's like I've heard it's a blast. Like I heard it's really fun, but you're like so exhausted afterwards. Okay. What type of I'm assuming more music, but what type of music did they play? My parents are in corn. Very nice. I relaxed on Saturday. Just took some time to relax, and I also relaxed a little bit on Sunday. But Sunday, me and my mom got our ears pierced. So I got my second lobes re-pierced, and my mom got her second cartilage, or her other cartilage, not her second, her other cartilage pierced. So, by the way, best piercer I've ever had. I barely felt it. I mean, of course I felt the pinch, but like usually right after I get pierced, or there's two factors in that, but usually right after I get pierced, I look like my ears got smacked. It literally looks like I had them for a while. Like, they did such a good job. But the other factor is, so I know on Tuesday of last week, yeah, I prefer tattoos over piercings. So this is basically my 5th piercing I've had. So of course I have my bottom lobes pierced, and I had this since I was a baby. I have my Dave pierced, which is in the inner ear. I used to have my cartilage pierced, but I had troubles keeping them, so I had to take them out. And now I got my second lobes pierced. But I prefer tattoos over piercings only because I know I've talked about I have an allergy to mosquito bites. I'm allergic to basically silver and nickel. More in earring forms, not like jewelry, so I can wear necklaces. I can clearly wear rings. But this is more of a white gold than a silver. So I can wear those just fine, but when it comes to earrings, my ears are on fire afterwards, and I've always had troubles keeping piercings for that reason. And I'm like, I don't want piercings anymore. I can't keep them. And when they started doing more the stainless steel and titanium, I was like, and I was able to keep those fine. I was like, okay, I'm willing to do piercings again. Yeah, so it's either stainless steel or titanium or 100% pure gold is what I can only wear. But what I started doing, because I've never had the allergy to necklaces and stuff. I remember when I told my fiance that, because when he started buying me jewelry, because he'll buy me some necklaces or earrings. Sometimes bracelets, but bracelets don't really fit my wrist, so I don't wear them too often. Unless they're like a drawstring type bracelet, then they'll fit my wrist fine, but I'm gonna have to redo that anyways. But when I told him, hey, I have a metal allergy, he was like, oh my god, give me your necklace back. I don't want you to break out in a rash. I said, no, it's earrings. It's earrings. I was like, I can wear necklaces just fine. It's the earrings I have troubles with. But, yeah, my ears are, like, really red and swollen afterwards after I wear jewelry. Or earrings that are not, like, the type I can have. Yeah, it's silver. I think all jewelry, like earrings, are more silverish. Yeah, it's only on the ear. I know. I've met a few people who have a similar allergy, but they can't wear can't wear necklaces or belts. It's funny, one of the tattoo artists that I had, we were talking about it, he's like, I can't wear a belt at all, because if the metal presses against my stomach, there's like a big old rash there. But yeah, it's always been in my ears, and I've been lucky it's only my ears, because either I got tolerant to it, or it hasn't been as bad as since it's been a kid. But I don't wear earrings too often either, so that's probably the reason why too. I only wear them for special events, like going somewhere nice or date night and stuff like that. But I've never had like it spread anywhere, I don't think. Question 2. Did you get allergies tested, or was a... I don't know if I've been tested. I don't know. If I have, it was probably when I was really little. I remember one time they had to take me to a doctor because my brother got me earrings when I was little, and I refused to take them out because my brother got them for me, and my ears got extremely infected because of it. And I think they had to take me to the doctor to get antibiotics, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I don't want to say yes, because yeah, my parents were like, you gotta take it out. I was like, no. I was probably 5. I was like a little kid, like not understanding, like, you're hurting yourself. Take him out. No. I'll still wear them. If someone gets me earrings, I'll still wear them. When I probably shouldn't, but I'll still wear them because they gave it to me. But what I started doing, which helps out a little bit, my ears were still really swollen the next day. What I started doing is taking some Neosporin, like a triple antibiotic cream, and I'll put it on the jewelry, and I'll put them through my ears, and it almost creates like a little bit of a barrier with the metal in the jewelry, and it's not as bad, but my ears were still really swollen looking. So, but I'm doing a test, because I decided to order some, well, I got my fiance a thank you gift. So, I got him a thank you gift for helping me for the con. And, I ordered some, surgical steel earrings. And I'm going to see if I can wear those at all. Because any more they're doing the transition to the surgical steel. Oh, and my fiance also got me dinosaur earrings too. He got me some dinosaur earrings, and I'm like, I'm going to wear them. One of them is surgical steel, by the way. So, like, I can wear these, but the other ones, it just says metal. I'm like, what type of metal? Like, I'll still wear them. I don't care. But, yeah, I don't wear them too often. I think that's the only reason, like, my ears have been saved a lot of times, because I don't wear it too often to cause a problem. Like, I wore some earrings to the con. Like, I wore some dingly earrings to the con. And right afterwards, my ears looked like they were, like they got punched. Like, they're really red looking and such. I'm like, ew. So, it's the only reason I have not gotten a piercing in a while. But anymore, after I realized I can keep some. Oh, I also have my nose pierced. I completely forgot my nose. I have my nose pierced too. So I have 6 technically piercings. I don't know why I completely forgot about my nose, but I have my nose pierced. But Yeah, ever since I got like my nose done and the Dave piercing. Oh, that's a funny story behind that too. But I can keep it, and I haven't had any reactions to it because it's being the certain metal. So, and I change out my nose ring often, so it's like I don't have any allergies to it. Nope. I think it's because of the metal. I've never had any issues with it. The only issue I've ever had with it, if I don't realize the nose ring I'm putting in is a little bit bigger, I'll get a little irritated because something's going a little bit bigger than it's used to, and I'll go away after a few days. Like, it doesn't look irritated or anything. It's just more like, hey, that hurts. But I've never had no reaction there. My Dave, I barely had a reaction. So I think it honestly comes down to how it's pierced and the metal. So when I got my cartilage done, they were really rough on my ear. And I think the metal they were using wasn't what it was. And so I kind of keep it. I would react really bad to it. Like, it's almost like, if I remember correctly, with my cartilage, which was the really last piercing I had, I know you can get bumps on your piercings, like, it will happen, you can get some bumps on your piercing, but my bump will swell up so friggin' bad. Like, my whole ear will swell up really bad. And that's with a needle, it isn't like with a piercing gun. I've went to shops to get it done. I think it's just how it gets pierced. But the one on my nose, I've never had issues with it at all. But I can say the first time sneezing afterwards was interesting because I'm like, how is this gonna feel when I sneeze? It wasn't that bad. Or after getting it pierced, I'm like, what do I do when I sneeze? Was it? Oh, that's not that bad. Barely felt anything. But the one in my ear, so I have migraines. I get pretty bad migraines. Where I was like being very sick after getting them, and I had a really bad one in high school back in 2017. And me and my mom were doing research on them because my mom gets migraines too. Because they were saying that they've piercing inside your ear. What about runny nose? It's not that bad. The jury gets really slippery. It just like slips everywhere, like stop moving. That's not too bad. Just typical blowing your nose. The only reason I do the rings and not like the studs is because if the stud gets caught on something like the tissue or something and it gets ripped out, you will know it hurts. But with the ring, that does not happen very often, so I would prefer a ring over the stud. So yeah, it's not bad. That's why I kind of forgot about it because I'm so used to being it there. I was like, oh yeah, I got my nose pierced too. So, but no, blowing the nose isn't too difficult. It's about the same. I would say if you have the stud in your nose and it gets caught, you will know. Then, yeah, it wasn't too bad. I would tell you if you ever get your nose pierced, you will tear up regardless because of your tear ducts being in that area too. So, like, you're gonna tear up. It's like there's no way not doing. You can't. You're gonna tear up. So, but it was not that bad. It was like, oh, hi there. Um, but the one in my ear, my mom picked me up from school and I went and took a nap. So when I have a migraine, I go take a nap. I'll sleep it off. And I was asleep for maybe 2 hours at most, because the time she picked me up was like still early morning, so I went back to bed. And she woke me up, and she's like, "We're getting pierced, let's go." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess I don't have a choice in this matter." And getting that pierced was really interesting, because basically that's still cartilage inside your ear. So we're like, and the guy was like, "Alright, we're gonna pierce you." I'm like, "Okay." And he pierces me. And I'm like, "Oh, that's not that bad." The only thing that bugged me there was not the pain. Pain was probably like, it was more pressure than pain. It was hearing the cartilage pop in my ear. I was like, this is so wrong to hear this. I was literally hearing it pop inside my ear. Because, I mean, it was right there in your ear. You're going to hear it pop. It was like, this feels so wrong. By pop, so you know how you pop your fingers and you hear like a popping noise? It's like that, just really close to your ear. Because it's a thicker cartilage right there, so you can hear the needle going through and popping. Sorry if that's a little gross. I should have gave a warning on that. But yeah, it was like a lot of popping noises going on. I said, I felt like someone popping their fingers right by my ear. And then was done, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Nice. So. As I said, that one was the weird one for me, was getting that one done, but it wasn't that bad. But after they pierced me in the ear, the headache I was having from my migraine went away. It was like the best piercing I ever got, and was for that reason. Art there was for migraines and headaches. It really helps out a lot. And anymore, when I get one, they're not as bad. They still suck, but they're not as bad. Like, I can tolerate it. I can deal with it better. Magic piercing, it is. It literally is. I did have my second one done, but how the piercer did it, like, oh, I'm expecting the pressure again and all of that. That hurt. That really hurt. I can say that was one that really hurt, and that one almost made me cry, and I had to continue talking just to make sure I didn't cry. But I had to take that one out. That one did not heal properly, and I think that's how it was pierced. But I do want to get my second one done. And I can still wear headphones fine. It doesn't interfere with headphones or anything. I can wear them just fine without any issues. That one took about, I want to say maybe 2 months to heal fully. Because I got it in October and it was fully healed in December. My nose probably took a few weeks to heal. I'm assuming these were probably going to take about 2-3 weeks to heal. My second lobes. So. Not too bad. But I still prefer tattoos over piercings, honestly. So. Because I like piercings. Like, I want piercings, but it's just, with my allergy, it can make it a little difficult to do that with. Yeah, if you suffer from really bad headaches or migraines or anything in the sort, I would recommend getting that piercing. It's like one of the best ones I've gotten, and it helped. It helped out so much. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and start working on our face again. I'll go ahead and bake. I think I'll bake everything together this time. And I'll go ahead and let that be stream after that. But we're gonna go ahead and do her face. Get her eyes in for sure first. Get her eyes in. Gotta make sure she has eyes. Throw her eye. I'm gonna continue throwing her eye. What is that noise? It was probably my dog coughing. Almost sounded like a little bit of like a scratchy noise. It was probably my dog coughing. Or my dad's making coffee, one of the two. No! Because you will hear the sheer panic of a screaming no. No, it's my dog coughing. Since he's a miniature pom, it's almost like, hold on, give me one moment. Whoops, what did I just throw on the ground? Whoopsie. The valve in his throat almost, gets stuck, so he has to cough to get it back working, basically, in a weird way. Sorry about that. I was changing my settings real quick. So if you ever heard like a coughing noise in the background, it's my dog. The valve in his throat gets stuck, and he has to cough to get it back working. It's almost like with us, if we drink water and it goes down the wrong way. It's almost like that. Almost. Pugs deal with it. So yeah. He's a cute little boy, though. He's my little boy. He's a good boy, too. It's funny. So, the day we got him, it was literally my birthday. Is when we got him. We got him on my birthday. So he was my mom's dog before she gave him to me. But we got him on my birthday. I get her eyelids on now. go? Oh, there it is. Trying to look for my ball of clay. That was too thin, too thin. I absolutely love this part right here when I start getting the eyelids on and such, and seeing the face come together a little bit more. I absolutely love this part because it's like, my goodness, I can see who you're wanting to be, who I want you to be. I do need to thicken up this side a little bit more. I may redo her teeth, but I'll see off stream. I'll probably fix it up off stream. We are at the 2-hour mark. Yay! Yay, 2 hours. I've been slowly pushing my time out a little bit more. Almost about 3 hours. Just push.
Drink some water.
I will. Thank you for a reminder. um, I've been slowly increasing my stream times just little by little. So I've been slowly doing about 3 hours. Just depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes like, I'm not going to push just to 3 hours. There's no need for it. Just trying to really shape this eye a little bit better. Excuse me. So next time I stream, hopefully I can figure it out in like 2 days. Probably not going to, but we'll try. We'll see. I'll try to figure out how to get YouTube added into the chat box for Twitch as well. So it doesn't look like there's like nobody chatting over at Twitch. So figure out how to get YouTube chat box over there too, or at least like a mixture of both of them. At least. Because I'm sure there's a way to do that. It's like in drawing, trying to make sure the eyes look as similar as possible. So I think that's as good as I'm gonna get the top lids. And I'll make more adjustments off stream. I feel like I was about to sneeze right now. Something smells good. I don't know what, but it smells good. Oh, I forgot to cut the chest area. Hold on, I will go back to that in a minute. Let me get her eyes done at least. I looked over, I was like, something doesn't seem right. I forgot to do something over here. I know what I forgot to do. got one eye now. Now it's for the other. And hopefully they match. I think this is going to look really good when she's done. I'm really excited. Alright, let me cut some clay off before I forget. I will forget, and then I'll have to fight trying to cut this off when it bakes, and I'll lose a whole bunch of clay, and I don't want to lose a whole bunch of clay. So. Alright, that should be good, so. Forgot to cut this part off, so. Alright, yeah, of course, no worries. Please go get the bed. Go to bed, get some rest and such, but I appreciate you joining me. I'm probably not going to be on too much longer after, myself, because I gotta get these in the oven, and a lot of it I gotta do off stream, but please go to bed. I hope you have a wonderful night. Sleep well. And I'll catch you the next time, alright? And thank you for joining me as always. And thank you for always being my little test buddy for all of this. So glad YouTube's working. Next time, I'll figure out some newer things to make sure everything's working. But please, go to bed. No, thank you for always joining. Have a good night. Alright, let's... Yes, Wednesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. Probably around the same time in the morning. And if you don't catch it, no worries. I will always have a VOD of it. Either on Twitch or YouTube. So, yep, I'll be back Wednesday. Bye, have a good night. Alright, so the last few things I'm going to be doing, I'm going to go ahead and put her eyebrows, or eyebrow bone on. And I'm going to go ahead and get her baked. And then, I think I'll make that stream. Did about 2 hours, not too bad. Good to get back into here and sculpting. So, as I said, next time I'll stream is Wednesday. Either, I tell you what day Wednesday is going to be. So, Wednesday, October 1st. I just remembered what day that was. So, I'll be back Wednesday, October 1st. And I'll be back here around the same time, so about 10 or 10:30 a.m. Standard Eastern Time. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more of a better setup in here. And so first time really streaming YouTube, so figuring out YouTube's layout and of course figuring out Twitch's layout, but I'm a little bit more comfortable with Twitch than YouTube. Sorry for a lot of the pausing midway through. So, just trying to figure everything out and such. I had to change my settings a little bit because I realized I was streaming in the wrong category. Get her one eyebrow on. Or eyebrow bone, not eyebrow. I'll go ahead and do her cheekbones while we're at it too. Well, I guess it's going to stay right there. I'll just set it to the side. So I'm just taking this little bit of extra clay from her cheekbone and fixing her lips just a tad. Because I realized there's some areas that didn't get smoothed out properly. So just taking that time to do that at least. Smoothing out some areas a little bit more. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this quits for now. So I will be back on Wednesday, October 1st to both YouTube and Twitch, both around 10 or 10:30 a.m. Standard Eastern Time. We're going to be working on her hands and feet next, but I'm going to go ahead and take more time out of the day to finish up her face, chest, anything else that just needs to be finishing up. Fix anything, add anything I need and such. So right after I get this brushed, I will do my goodbyes. Alright, so there we go. So, with that being said, be back Wednesday to both platforms, YouTube and Twitch. In the description below, when I put the VODs, I will put both the YouTube and Twitch. So if you guys want to check out either or, you can. And with that being said, I will catch you guys Wednesday. And I hope everybody has a wonderful morning, evening, and night. Bye, everybody!